ask Papa in this segment about community and economic status. How wealthy was your hometown? The town that you grew up in?
It was not a rich hometown. My community was, but I sectioned in where I grew up, where it was an immigrant families, and there wasn't a great deal of wealth. We were all tenement dwellers.
Oh, okay. And so that means in your family, in your home, you had more than one family in the same building?
In the same building or tenement, yeah, 1 or 2, 3.
So how many families lived in your home?
In my house, there were 4 families.
Oh, okay.
My building, yeah.
So how well off were your parents?
Not well off at all. They were poor.
Really? Was it like, did you realize that your family was going through a lot of financial struggles?
No.
How did that affect your life?
Not at all.
The fact that you didn't have a lot of money?
No. It didn't affect it didn't affect it adversely. If it affected anything at all, I thought it would have been a positive effect because it taught us the value of hard work.
And so humbled you, sort of?
Excuse me?
And humbled you, sort of?
Yes.
So would you say that a lot of the families in your neighborhood didn't come from rich families at all? Either?
Right, I would say 99%. In my neighborhood, maybe 100% were poor families.
Was it the same at your school, too?
Excuse me?
Was it the same like that at the school that you went to?
No, my school, I went to St. Mary's High Schools, but most of the kids in my neighborhood went to the public schools. And St. Mary's
So is
had
that?
a small tuition. The public schools was free.
Oh, okay. Did you play any sports in high school?
No, I did not.
What sort of like hobbies did you do in your high school?
Didn't have any hobbies in high school. High school was simply studying and going to work after school.
Work as in, what was your work? Do you have a job at the time?
Yeah.
What did you do?
Well, I had a job working in a supermarket as a stock boy. I had a job working in the bakery as an assistant.
All at the same time?
No, most of my employment was in the supermarket as a clerk.
But you had 2 jobs?
No,
And-
before I.
Oh, okay. Consecutive or whatever. That's cool. Like, what kind of like jobs did other families' parents do? Like, what were the big industries at the time? What were the parents typically doing for work?
I don't know if you're referring to the students or you're referring to the parents. The students took whatever job they could get. Most of the kids worked in stores. That was the only employment. People would work in stores.
Yeah. So a lot of the kids your age were working?
Oh yeah, most of the kids needed that extra money to help their families. Some worked in shoe shops on a part-time basis, but most of the work was in mercantile.
Oh, so that's really different than how it is today.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm going to work in a yogurt shop for extra money. And what did the parents of families do for work? What did you said that your parents were? I can't remember.
There were 2 major employers in my area. First was the General Electric Company, and the second was the shoe shops. The shoe shops employed maybe 60% of my neighborhood fathers, and the General Electric employed about 30%. The other 10% had varying jobs.
So those were like the biggest industries?
General Electric was the biggest industry.
Yeah, still a big industry today. And when you were growing up and leaving high school, did you feel like any pressure to go into a certain industry, or like that there was a certain career path that was?
I didn't. No, my father had different plans for me. My father didn't want me to go into any industries, especially the shoe shop. He designed college college education so I can get myself a degree and maybe.
That's good. That's good that you had those options. And then were there any how did the war or like other historical events affect industry and careers? Yeah.
Had poor paying jobs and no jobs, which included working at the Boston Naval Shipyard and working at the GE. The GE went in full wartime production.
Mhm.
They employed a lot of people in the war effort working on the government projects.
A lot of the industries
Right.
also
It was good
had
in
to
the sense
adjust
that
to the war
it
effort.
was good in the sense that a lot of the people start to make some money, some decent money.
Good. Thank you. Next.